I don't even have it word for word, but I just know it was something like Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization. I will never play for an organization he's part of. So I guess I do have it down word for word.
Basically, bar for bar.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have the quote. Well, I basically just
It's
gave it
fair. I
out.
mean, you basically just said it already.
Yeah, bro. And then they fined him 100K for that. It's funny.
I mean, yeah, but the NBAPA is appealing that they don't want to. They don't want him to pay that.
It
It's like
speaks
freedom of speech.
and
How
not
can you
even
find
that.
someone?
It speaks volumes like when Joel Embiid is coming out and like removing Philadelphia from his, you know what I mean? Just all the subliminal stuff. And then PJ Tucker doing what he's doing. It's just tough. So, and now everybody's kind of on standby. Everybody was on standby before with the Dame trade hanging in the balance. I'm gonna be honest right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, Joel Embiid, he's not looking too happy to be a part of the process, whatever that looks like now, because
It's over.
it's
That's
over
not. That's,
for real, bro. Which it's super sad. If I'm being completely honest, I think I might be on record even on this channel saying that this year was their best year to win the finals. I really felt like they could have won the finals this year or got their first ring. It's in an alternate timeline. Maybe it works out. Maybe they do become Kobe and Shaq. But not in this one. Not in this one, bro. I said I don't want to say they would live up to it, but I just thought like the offense would be too much, bro. But clearly I did not factor in the egos, the millions and millions of dollars. Where would you even see James Harden going? Because they don't want to
he
send
might
him to
have
the
to.
Clippers.
He might no because Darren Morning doesn't want to give James Harden what he wants after all the things that have been going
Yeah,
on. I mean, he would probably take less from like a random team than take more from the Clippers. I feel like he might have to do what Russell Westbrook did when he was traded from Houston to like the Wizards, small market team, and kind of like maybe play good the first half of the year, and then maybe like a contending team or a team that's needs one more piece. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get turned off by James Harden. I get turned off by him a little bit. I know I'm more than you do, just because the antics. I
I
mean,
wouldn't want James Harden on my team either, bro. They were throwing that out there. The Bulls should train for James Harden or Zach LaVine. I puked. To be quite honest, I puked in my mouth.
he would have to be like in a 3-team deal. Maybe send him back to the Trailblazers just so they can have some season ticket holders. Go out and watch him or something like that.
He'll be
And then
putting up
maybe you
Houston
send Tyler.
numbers.
Maybe you send Tyler Hero to the Sixers or something like that. I just don't think anyone really wants James Harden. He's
I
kind of
think
getting
that's the correct
blackballed, but
answer.
like
That's mine.
it's kind of a blackballed, but like I feel like he's blackballing himself a little bit with just
Especially what he just did. Those comments definitely just did not help. The fact that he was willing, like the fact that he even thought that was an option. You know the little 2K, the 2K cutscenes, or like you'll be able to pick what you want to say. I can't believe that was even an option on his menu or his my career choice. It just makes no sense to me. He's been playing on half a hamstring for maybe like 2 years at this point. And he's clear, like his production's in a decline. He did just lead the league in assists. So I don't want to say he's completely finished because he's definitely more than capable. He had 45 and like 10 or something. He had a crazy playoff game.
he could start. He can still start.
He's James Harden. He's definitely James Harden. Houston James Harden, I don't know, but he's definitely James Harden. How much are you willing to risk to get James Harden on your team or to have James Harden on your team? It's a good question. Clearly, it's not much. Clearly, it is not much. Or maybe to Daryl Morey, it is a lot. I don't know if he's thinking he's going to pull off another like Ben Simmons type return. To me, it's just not coming, especially for an aging superstar. He's not going to have a team to play on. This is going to drag into training camp. They're going to start asking Joel Embiid. It's just going to be a big distraction. And one way or another, he's either going to sit the season out until he can find a team to take him. They're going to buy him out, which is probably the least likely of the options. or he actually does get traded and it's just to a destination he actually does not want to be in, like you said. What if he does go to, I don't even want to say Washington, or I don't want to say Portland either, because I don't think they're even going to look in that direction, but just wherever, and it's just not a good fit for him at all. What if he does go back to Houston mid-season? What is he going to do there? He's not going to compete. He's going to be in the nightclubs getting his jersey retired again. Just that type of whole ordeal. Bottom line is his career, his window is waning. If he really wants to be competitive for a championship, you can't be involved in these type of antics, man. If I was James Harden, I would suck it up. I would make my $36 million or so dollars, and I'd try and compete for another championship. But we can't have all nice things. Everything's not perfect in this world. We can't have everything perfect.
I just don't. There's no other place he can really win. You can't trust Kawhi and DG either. I don't understand. I mean, it's really just between Daryl Morey and James Harden. It's the beef isn't with Philly. It's not with being in the Eastern Conference. It's not with Joel Embiid. It's not even with Doc Rivers, who's not even the coach anymore. It's not with Nick Nurse. It's literally just between these two guys who've had history in Houston. So honestly, the two of them need to sit in a room and figure the bleep out. So then the actual organization can actually, compete and do things, because they're weighing the whole organization down with this.
I'm looking back at these stats just to really see how Harden did. He had 45 game 1 and then
weren't
42 game 7. I mean, game 4.
Weren't the Sixers up 3-1?
1-1.
You can't tell me they don't beat the Miami. You can't tell me they don't beat Miami.
No, they were down 2-1. They were up 3-2. They fumbled.
With the game 6 was in Philly, I think, too, right? Yeah, that would have been because Sixers were the 3rd seed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they fumbled that. My goodness, 4 of 16. He hit a damn 3-pointer. 0 of 6. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about this football. This is unbelievable.
Another star player that's battling with an organization and trying to get traded. Switching gears to the NFL, Jonathan Taylor officially gets the green light from the Colts organization to go seek out a trade. This is kind of like, this isn't the same thing with the James Harden thing, but it's just I don't know where he goes. Like, who's gonna? I mean, apparently the Colts are trying to get a 1st-round pick or a flurry of a pick for like trade packages. I think he will get traded. I don't think James Harden gets traded. I think he actually will get traded, but it won't be for first. I think it'll maybe be for
2/3.
Second, maybe. Yeah, a second, maybe 2/3. But I mean, what are some destinations that you think he would be going to?
Realistically, he's one of the few workhorse backs, I guess. And workhorse, I mean maybe like 15, 16 carries a game. Like that type of volume. A team that runs the ball a lot. And all those teams, even Washington, I would say the Commanders, bro, but they have Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. They already have a pretty full backfield out there. So unless they want to add more than that. But the thing is, whoever trades for Jonathan Taylor is knowingly trading for the fact that he wants a contract extension immediately after the thing. That's the whole reason why this is going on. So it's got to be a team with cap space, a little bit of cap space for the foreseeable future, or can, afford some cap casualty. Team willing to sacrifice. I think a contender is going to make the move for Jonathan Taylor, if I'm being honest, because that's the only thing worthwhile in this market. You just need another piece to bolster your offense, or you know what I mean? You just need more star power, I guess, in this league, especially the athletic freaks that are coming out on defense, bro. The Micah Parsons of the league. You need all the help you can get. So I think he'll go to one of the more top tier teams. I don't know if it's going to be like the top dog or like a Buffalo Bills type tier team, but he might end up in a Cleveland type team, like someplace that could actually like really do some noise. I don't think he's going to go to Cleveland, but on Cleveland's tier. So that type of bubble, I guess.
3 teams coming to mind real quick.
Okay.
One is not technically a contender, but I mean, having this dude in your backfield would be insane with the quarterback, and that would be Justin Fields, the Chicago Bears.
Okay,
that read option would go crazy.
I feel like, that's the most given answer for, by pretty much everybody. I don't know if that's because I'm a Bears fan or we're Bear fans or we're just seeing things. But yeah, my
But
bad.
I mean, we have a ton of draft like compensation with the Panthers. I mean, if we gave up a 2/3 or maybe I wouldn't do second, but 2/3 or something like that.
I'm right there with
I
you.
mean, it's. I mean, we gave up. I mean, we let David Montgomery go. He's with the Lions too. So
The thing is,
Herbert's not a bad back, but
yeah,
He's not Jonathan Taylor type of thing.
we already have a decent backfield. Plus the fact that we're gonna be running fields a lot too. I wouldn't mind at all having Jonathan Taylor on my team. Speaking strictly from a fan perspective, I wouldn't mind him at all on my team. The thing is, at what cost will he come to my team? Because we got the money. We do have the money to give Jonathan Taylor an extension, a decent little extension. I don't think he's going to, at this point, I think he knows the running back market is just, it's cooked, fam. It's cooked. So you're probably not going to get 16 mil out of us. If Saquon signed for what, 12, 10 million, you're not getting $16 million extension, bro. You're not. Sorry, pal. Well, the Bears could give him 13, 14 mil max.
Miami Dolphins, because they just like to go get anyone. I mean, they traded for Tyreek.
They tried to get Dalvin.
They got Jalen Waddle. They tried to get Dalvin too. I mean, Tua. I mean, having a running game for Tua as well. I mean, take some load off Tua with his injury history as well. So,
is JT a good pass blocker? Is he a good pass blocker? They definitely need somebody like that in the backfield.
I think he is a pretty decent pass blocker. I don't think the Colts had him pass blocking that much, just because they had one of the top O lines the last couple of years.
Very true.
But he's a thick body, and he went to Wisconsin. He's not really have a big ego. I feel like he would do a bunch of run blocking. That's what Zeke did. Zeke probably bought him a couple extra 5 years in the league, just from being able to run block as well as he does. But the other one, which is kind of a wild card, but this organization really doesn't take big swings like that. I mean, they took one with a linebacker last year, but Baltimore Ravens, J.K. Dobbins he's up and down. He's been hurt a lot.
I mean,
him and Lamar Jackson would kind of go crazy, I feel like. I mean, Baltimore Ravens traded for Roquan Smith. I think they gave up a second or a third for Roquan or something like that.
I think.
So they're not one to really be aggressive in the trade market, but Baltimore seems pretty interesting too. I mean, if you're trying to get back to the Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati level, OBJ is the stud, but he's not going to be the only guy that can do that. I mean, you got Mark Andrews, OBJ. You drafted Zay Flowers, which, hopefully he's a speedster, so we'll see what happens.
He's looking real good too. I can't lie, he's looking real good.
I mean, if you add Jonathan Taylor, I feel like that gets you up into that top AFC team level.
Because the defense is there. I think the only question mark, even with I guess consensus with Baltimore, the only question mark for them was their offense. At first it was the receivers. Now they got the receiving talent, and you add that backfield. I'm with you 100%. I think it was a really good pick. I couldn't even, like I said, a team Cleveland Browns type level. I guess they're even in the same division. I wasn't really thinking Baltimore, but when you say it out loud, I agree. It sounds good.
Because when you get, things up in those AFC North games, when things are in cold, November, December, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon. There's 3 stud running backs in the other 3 teams. You kind of need a stud running back. Running the football in the playoffs is gold. It takes a ton off your quarterback. He's not getting,
it's tempo too.
Top level. Right, top defensive lines, are in the playoffs at that point. He's not gonna have to drop back 50 times and sling it there. So and Lamar Jackson and Jonathan Taylor in a read option is, I don't know. That's pretty scary to look at if you're like a defensive edge and on the defensive line or a linebacker.
If he even stayed with Indianapolis, I don't think it's happening. If I'm being quite honest, I don't think it's happening. I don't even want to throw that possibility. Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. He robbed us, bro, of that backfield. Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. My goodness, he had a good thing going. All he had to do was shut his mouth. Yeah, I think at this point it's kind of just if it's not egos or it's just like it's a battle between 2 men, like it was with James Harden and Daryl Morey.
I just feel like you need running backs regardless.
Yeah.
So if they feel like they can go find a better running back, next year in the draft in like a third, fourth rounder and won't have to pay him for 5 years, and he hits and he kind of brings the same production as Jonathan Taylor, I mean, then it works out.
Mhm.
But what are you gonna get? Like, what now? Like, we had what, 2 weeks till the season starts? Like, what now? Like, imagine what Richardson is feeling like. Bro on the right side was the best player on the team, and now he's holding out and doesn't want to come because of not getting paid in the organization's mentality with how they feel about him. So it's like,
how does this make other guys on the roster feel? Like DeForest Buckner,
Exactly.
all them, Shaq Leonard, all them. How does it make them feel? So
Yeah,
they could be looking to rebuild too, sooner or later.
Right.
Rebuild after the rebuild. Like the Bulls. I'm sorry, I
Right.
shouldn't have said that.
The moral of this whole thing is just like, when you have star players holding out or making noise and it's not good noise, it detriments the entire organization and the entire team. So regardless if it's NBA or NFL, you want to make sure you take care of your star players. Or if you don't take care of your star players, get them up out of here early so it doesn't become a problem for the rest of the team and the team can move on. Just take care of your guys, man. Just take care of your guys.